Hi, and welcome to ThinkTank Thursday with Trainertainment. I'm Denise Killian, and I am thrilled that you are here with us this week. Thanks so much for coming. Before we get started, I want to thank our Think Tank sponsors for 2024. Without them, we could not do what we do, which is bring you Think Tank Thursday each and every week. So Trainertainment likes to take a break from doing and spending some time on thinking on Thursdays. So today's guest is Joshua Chappell with Embed, and we're going to be talking all about training and the importance of training your staff from day one. So let's get started and let's meet Joshua. Joshua, welcome to Think Tank Thursday.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here and joining you today.
Well, listen, we're thrilled to talk about training because, I do work for a company called Trainertainment. So we love training here at Trainertainment. But before we get into that, for those who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in Embed, and what you do there.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name is Joshua Chappell. It's pleased to meet everyone in the Trainertainment family. So excited to be here today. I'm with Embed, and my title there is Field Force Manager. And I oversee a team that provides training to our FEC partners at zero cost to make sure that they're getting the most out of our Embed system. So it's all about hands-on activity. It's all about engaging. And I'm super excited to be part of this team. I've always been a big fan of technology. Prior to coming to Embed, I was with Microsoft for over a decade, and that also in kind of the training role over there as well. And just be able to see how Embed's using technology and providing a frictionless, cashless experience for so many of our FEC operators. It's just something I really wanted to be part of, which is why I'm here at Embed now.
Love it. So let's jump right into training.
Okay, let's do it.
We all know that not just in the FEC world, but kind of everywhere in America, it seems like people are frustrated with, gosh, we bring people in, they leave after 3 weeks or a month. What's the point of investing any time in them? We just need to keep it rolling because they're going to leave anyway, which I take a difference with.
Yeah.
But why is it important to train people from the second that they walk in?
It's really important from a couple of different perspectives. First, it shows the employee that you're actually investing in their growth and that you value them as an employee. One of the worst experiences or feelings of being in any job is feeling underappreciated or undervalued and not even worth the investment in a little bit of training. And so the value in training is super important. I think there was a poll with Gallup that was performed where about 42% of customers said they would pay more for a friendly and welcoming experience. And this is where like trained staff make a difference. First impressions at FECs can directly influence return rates and customer loyalty. And so at Embed, we really equip employees with tools like Mobile Wallet to streamline guest interactions, which allows them to really focus on delivering top tier service rather than managing cumbersome transactions all the time. So it's about reallocating and not restricting when it comes to training.
So with that training, I mean, not only are you forgetting if you don't train, if you say, oh, if they're here in 6 weeks, then I'll work with them.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think that's sometimes the attitude that some people have. I put all this time and effort and then they walk out. So if they're here in 6 weeks, then we'll pay attention to them. But we're forgetting that very important thing that every person on your team is either selling or unselling your business at every moment.
Yes.
And if they don't know what they're supposed to be doing, or if they're unsure, or if they're frustrated, or if they're just like, well, no, nobody ever showed me that, that's a negative experience for the customer.
Absolutely. Anytime you approach an employee and they seem unsure about the process of anything, it makes me unsure as a customer if I really want to be making my purchase. Or sometimes because they're unsure, it adds length to the transaction as well. And maybe I'm in a hurry. And again, fun's fast sometimes. And we really want to be fast with our fun. And so making sure that your employees are trained and they receive that value immediately, not after 60 days. And then at that point, you have a chance of losing them. And there's that really important statistic that's been floating around forever that it's about 60% more expensive to basically go back and re-recruit to hire that person again than it was originally to hire that first person and just invest a little bit of training into them. And that's the best thing about training solutions is it just doesn't take a lot to really make it go a long way. One of the best things that I love being a curious person is if I find out something that I love and I find interest in it, then I'm wanting to learn more. And I might be asking my manager, like, oh, where can I find out more from this? Or where's the documentation for that? I'm really interested. But you have to show that interest from the very beginning as an organization. Otherwise, you lose the buy-in from the employee. And I think that's the most important part is buy-in from all interested parties, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of buy-in, is it best to have sort of, if you have an FEC and there's multiple attractions, let's say you've got bowling and you've got laser tag and you've got bumper cars and you've got arcades. Is it best to have sort of the laser tag ambassador? Like, this is the person that loves laser tag, is going to be amazing at it, making sure that everybody's good to go. This person only does bowling because they are our bowling guru. Is it best to have people that are sort of each attraction specific, or is it best to train people to be able to do all of the things?
Yeah, it's an interesting way to look at it. When at the surface, when you do look at it, it sounds great, right? You're going to have your most hyped person at laser tag, and they're going to be there. But what happens when that person's sick, or they're not there, or they're off? What does that experience start to take on? You have an employee that knows nothing about it that takes and steps into their place. And you have a customer that comes up and they may not get the best laser tag experience because that best person wasn't there. At that point, you're not providing the best experience for your guests by making sure that you have a cross-functional brand ambassador, if you will. And so we here at Embed believe that staff members are more than just employees. They're really the face of your brand, and cross-training through our Go Train program, for example, ensures that they are confident across their roles, which reduces downtime, and it builds a culture of ownership and pride amongst all your employees. Everyone feels like they own a little bit part of that brand and that reputation of the brand. And so by having employees that know how to take care of your guests from A to Z as soon as they walk in the door is something that's super important. And I think that all FECs should understand that cross-functional staff are definitely the way to go moving forward because it's going to make you operationally efficient.
So you mentioned something there that I want to talk about. And for those that are watching that aren't as familiar with it, you mentioned Go Train. So it's something that's
Yes.
specific to Embed. And I want to talk about it. Tell me about Go Train. What does it entail? What does it involve? And what are we going to get from it?
Yeah, at Embed, when we're designing the Go Train program, we're looking for ways and how we can turn learning into a fun, continuous process. And that's really where the Go Train was born out of. And so our Go Train program is really designed to fit the high energy world of FECs. So we have two programs, one called Go Train Live and Go Train Express. And so no matter really the schedule or the size or location of our customers, Embed is able to provide them with either in-person training events with our Go Train Live. So we actually just wrapped up an in-person event this past weekend where we visited out to a local FEC and provided on-site training for mobile wallet. And that's provided completely free of charge for our Embed family members because we want to make sure they have access to absolutely the best training possible. let's say we have another location where getting their staff is a little bit more troublesome, getting them all scheduled to be there for training at the same time. We also offer what we call Go Train Express, which is our live virtual led training sessions that these FECs can attend virtually, and they can get their staff trained up as well. And the two fit very well together because let's say that I travel out to Idaho, and I perform an in-person training there for a brand new team. And then let's say that 4 months after the Go Train team left, they hired 10 new employees. Well, instead of having to go all the way back out to Idaho to train those 10 employees, they can join future virtual sessions and get the same exact training that the other team got in person, just through a virtual sense. Now, the in-person events, we do add a little bit extra to it. There is a game show element, so it has a gamified approach that just makes the learning fun. It's interactive and a big use of technology. So it's an interactive training experience. It's not just a sit there and absorb training experience. So we get
You
all
had me at game
the
show.
FEC employees on their feet. Oh
You
yeah,
had me at game
I
show.
love living my love living my game show host dreams. So, but we play 3 rounds. We have prizes, we have giveaways, we have games, and it's different than your standard training experience, right? We do have to fit into these high energy worlds of FECs. Every time we go in there, it's a party. Lights are going, music is going, and if your training is very monotone, it's not really being part of that same vibe, that same experience. And so, in an essence, Go Train is a vibe that we are very excited to take out. And then it also is amplified by a program in which we call our Hype Train Days. So, what the Hype Train Days are is it's a day two for locations that have gone through the employee training on day one, but it's like a registration drive for our mobile wallet. So we'll actually set up a table and we'll spend an entire day with the FEC. And we're there as they are approaching customers for the first time. And it's shoulder to shoulder training at that point. And so those employees can stand next to me and my colleague, and we can show them exactly the best ways to approach customers using this technology. And they get to see real world experiences. And that's something that you don't see a lot in the training industry, where the trainer will spend a full day with you training on the floor with your actual customers. And so we think that between those three programs, the Go Train Live, the Go Train Express, and the Go Train Hype Train events, we've just put the fun into training. And that's something that's really big for us here at Embed, is we're all about the fun.
That's fantastic. And it's something that I talk about a lot when I work with folks and working on training. Is it's not just about telling them what it is that they're supposed to do. You got to show them, and then you got to be there and make sure that they understood it and they're able to do it on their own too. So they
Yeah.
got to show you. And a lot of times people miss that third point and they think, well, I told them what to do and I'm done, right? I've trained them. No, you haven't.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. It's all about just the right training at the right time, but also in the right format, right? And so we all went through many a years after the pandemic of virtual training sessions and being behind Zoom, being behind Teams, whatever it might be. And employees nowadays are really leaning back towards wanting those in-person training experiences. Like I said, we do have our virtual ones, and we've had plenty of our customers take advantage of our virtual training sessions. It's about half and half right now for our customers that decide that a virtual is right for them or an in-person is right for them, or it might be a hybrid. And so we worked with a customer on the East Coast where we were there in person, providing in-person training for the morning, and then in the afternoon doing a virtual training live from one of their locations for their 17 locations across the southern United States. So we have the means to really put together a program that fits any customer's needs.
That's great. That's great. So you mentioned some tech stuff. And listen, and the pandemic taught us when we came out and through the pandemic, nobody wanted to touch money. Nobody wanted to do, the way we pay for things is different. And as a customer, our expectations are very different for what we want to see between, I'm going to do Apple Pay or Google Pay or mobile, I've got my card on my wallet. I just want, and my wallet app on my phone, and I just want to tap my phone and pay for it. I don't want to have to, right, do any of those things. But at the same token, over the past few weeks and months, there have been a significant number of like data breaches and, between cell phone providers or banking institutions and pretty big data breaches. So we're all, as everybody is now in this mobile world of payment, there's also a concern about your data and your information. It's a long way to get to the point of how the people on your floor know how to use the technology goes a long way in the trust that the customer has with giving their business, but also giving their information to.
Yeah, mobile wallet it's an interesting piece of technology because when it's on location, it really is an invisible piece of technology that you don't see on locations. And so, how do you keep that front of mind with your staff when it's a tool that they'll use every day, but it's nothing that they'll actually physical touch? And same thing with the customers. It's something that they won't see on the shelf when they walk into an FEC. They can't just go pick up mobile wallet off the shelf and start using it. And so it does take your staff, it does take a great marketing team behind it to let the customers know that mobile wallet's there. And it is a revenue driving technology solution. Our mobile wallet system kind of gives employees the opportunity to be sales drivers, not just transaction processors. And so by promoting cashless solutions, employees increase the gameplay rates and eliminate customer friction points, leading to higher revenues per guest, which is fantastic because we see with mobile wallet that the average reload amount for a game card is about $50.57, which is about 5 times higher or a 5x increase over what we see the average cash transaction, which is only $9.90. So jumping from $9.90 of average reloads to about $50 that's life-changing money for an FEC operator. And it is all about making sure that your employees understand that by promoting cashless solutions, they're increasing the yield for the company. And when the yield for the company increases, then benefits can increase for employees, additional roles can open up, additional locations can open up. So it's a win-win for everybody that kind of is using these revenue driving technology solutions. And NFC, like you mentioned earlier, it's a very important part of our day-to-day operations. I can't remember the last time I waited in line at a Starbucks to place a coffee order. I just open the app and do a mobile order, and I just swing by the counter and pick it up on the way in. That's the same experience we want for our guests at FEC using mobile wallet. We have an interesting stat that almost 60% of all of our mobile wallet transactions happen outside of the FEC operators' four walls. And so this is families.
Wait. This is an amazing statistic. We got to delve into it.
Okay.
So 60% of people who are going to reload their mobile wallet are doing it before they even get in.
Exactly. So the best example, and I see this every time that I go to an FEC and I'm in person, is let's say a family of 5 is coming in. You got mom and dad, 3 small kids. As soon as a kid, those doors open at FEC, those kids they want to go start playing games. And so the last thing that mom and dad want to do is stop at the front desk or stop at the kiosk to reload their game cards. They're reloading 3 of them at a time. With mobile wallet, mom and dad can actually manage up to 10 game cards on one account, and they can reload all the kids' game cards from home as they're going out. And then let's say once they arrive at the venue, the kids are playing some arcade games and mom and dad are at the sports bar having a drink. They don't have to leave the sports bar area. The kids can get their game cards reloaded right there as mom and dad sit there and enjoy some chips and salsa, and just a little bit of a quiet time away from the kids. And so it opens up the amazing possibilities of what you can do with your own family. But also from an operator's perspective as well, this gives you the ability to start marketing outside of your four walls. And so around the holidays, you see a lot of businesses doing like 12 days of deals. Well, an operator using mobile wallet could post a daily deal on their social media, and the customers can log in from home and purchase that reload value direct from the comfort of their own seat. And then kind of that week in between Christmas and New Year's, and no one really knows what's going on, and families are looking for something to do. Then they'll come back out to your FEC, and now they have all these packages they purchased that were like 1 day deals that they could snag from home and make the purchase from home as well. So it's a really awesome way of kind of adding a surprise and delight to your customers, because now you're in their lives outside of the FEC as well.
Absolutely. And by the way, as that holiday season is approaching, I believe that week between Christmas and New Year's is called cheese.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely.
I don't know about you, but it's like I'm always eating cheese. I don't understand why. And I don't know what day it is, and I don't know what time it is. I'm gonna have some cheese.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned earlier too about like safety and with all the different leaks and data leaks, and we're really proud here at Embed to have some great, amazing tech partners. And so a lot of our back end when it comes to mobile wallet, it runs through some of the best tech partners around. So we use Amazon AWS as our cloud service provider. We have never had a downtime with that. Just being backed by Amazon AWS, it means that we also have that uptime that keeps our guests going, and they don't have to worry about if their system's going to be up because there's another cloud outage.
Joshua, we are running out of time, so it is now time to ask our Trainertainment Think Tank Thursday question. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, we are all about growth here at Trainertainment, growth for ourselves, growth for our partners. So what do you do to grow yourself?
Yeah, so what I do to grow myself is I am an avid sponge, is that's the best way I can put it. I love soaking up as much information as possible, whether it's useful for me in the moment or not. I just love learning everything that I can. But I generally start my mornings reading many of the tech blogs in the tech industry to make sure that I'm abreast of any new changes that are coming to any technologies that I deal with on a daily basis. And I also just take a look at kind of the FEC world. So I like to look at Facebook in the mornings to see what new promotions all of our FEC partners have posted, what events they're having in there, because that lets me keep a finger on the pulse of what's happening across the world of FECs. And that's not just here in North America. I like to kind of see what our EMEA customers are doing online, or our Australian customers are doing online. And so it's about having a pulse on the technology, but at the same time having your pulse on the training world of things. And I think that's where my role here in Embed really merges in and kind of comes to like a full coverage. Is I'm just that nerdy tech guy, but I also have a flair for training and understanding what makes people tick and how to land that core content, right? It has to be fun, has to be exciting. And with current 98% satisfaction rate, our customers are saying the Embed Go Train is the perfect way to do that. So,
and also a secret game show host.
And a secret game show host, absolutely. So come on down.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, Joshua, how can people get in touch with you?
Absolutely. The best way is to get a hold of me is visit our website, embedgotrain.com. That's going to have more information about our training program in general, as well as some more information about me and my training staff that we have here in Embed. You can request a meeting with us directly from that webpage. You can also see testimonial videos from some of the other Go Train events that we've recently completed as well.
Fantastic. Well, Joshua, thank you so much for your time. I know I learned a lot, and I am going to maybe figure out how I can come to a game show training because I'm thrilled.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you.
I'm enthralled. Like, I'm in. So thank you for your help and thank you for your information, and looking forward to seeing more from Go Train and Embed.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me today.
Gosh, I always love somebody who wants to talk about training. I know that's a surprise and everything, but love having those conversations about the importance of training. And really, honestly, I love the idea of making it as fun as possible. That's something that we believe here at Trainertainment as well. So thank you to Joshua with Embed, who is, of course, one of our sponsors. So we want to thank Embed and all of our 2024 digital sponsors for being able to allow us to bring ThinkTank Thursday to you each and every week. If you have an idea for ThinkTank Thursday, or if you want to be a guest, just go ahead and reach out to us. You can contact me at Denise@trainertainment.net, and we'd love to hear from you and what your thoughts are. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's edition of ThinkTank Thursday. Remember that the journey to success is all about growth. And here at Trainertainment, we're pretty committed to helping you grow both your business and your employees. So if you need some help and you're ready to get started, just go ahead and visit us at trainertainment.net and set up a growth call. We're looking forward to hearing from you. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep striving for excellence.